God-level duplication system. Chapter 68. Everyone in the sect was shocked. However, this news came from the disciples of the outer sect as well as the deacons of the competition. It couldn't be that so many people were falsifying at the same time, right? Furthermore, the Grand Elder and the true disciple, Shu Anlin of the outer sect, were also present at that time. Neither of them clarified anything or denied it. And with the two of them as witnesses, it was impossible for this news to be false. In other words, was this true? Everyone instantly fell into an even deeper state of shock. After a long time, they finally came back to their senses, but they couldn't help but suck in a breath of cold air. Lin Xuan was able to do this in just a month's time. This could only be because Lin Xuan's talent was very good. In other words, was Lin Xuan's talent even stronger than the rumors? Everyone was shocked by Lin Xuan's talent. Perhaps even elite senior brother Lu Qianye didn't have such talent. Although they didn't want to believe it, this was the truth. At least in the outer sect, Lu Qianye's performance was far inferior to Lin Xuan's. Lin Xuan's talent was very high, and he was considered the best in the entire Drifting Cloud sect. In fact, in the entire Kangyuan country, he was ranked at the top. Everyone was in deep shock, unable to calm down. At the same time, Lin Xuan's reputation spread rapidly. He was already a household name in the outer sect. In fact, he was quite famous even in the inner sect. Furthermore, because of Shu Anlan's presence, many of the true disciples were paying attention to Lin Xuan. Central region of the Drifting Cloud sect, Drifting Cloud Palace sect leader. This is the situation of the competition. I have seen it with my own eyes. There is no falsehood in it. Grand Elder bowed and reported the situation of the competition to the person in front of him respectfully. The situation of the competition today was too shocking. After he left the martial arts practice field of the outer sect, he reported this matter to his superior. He didn't expect the sect leader to find out about this matter. Yes, sir. His body attracted the sect leader's attention. The sect leader even personally summoned him to verify this matter. The Grand Elder could only tell the sect leader everything that happened during the competition. Sect leader's figure was slender, and his back was facing Grand Elder. If that's the case, he is indeed a genius worth nurturing. The sect leader's indifferent voice was mixed with some fluctuations. It could be seen that he wasn't calm either. Grand Elder listened in silence. After a while, the sect leader continued, in terms of resources, we will lean towards him. We don't need to interfere in other aspects. Let him slowly cultivate like the ordinary disciples. The sect will also secretly pay attention to him. Alright, you can leave now. Alright, sect leader. Grand Elder bowed and left. When Grand Elder's figure completely disappeared into the distance, a long sigh could be heard from the hall. Genius, it's easier said than done. Time flew by. Unknowingly, a few hours had passed. Only then did Lin Xuan open his eyes and let out a long breath. He felt the surging energy in his body and nodded in satisfaction. This time, he had duplicated too many treasures. It had taken him quite some time to completely absorb and fuse them. After that, he looked at the void in front of him. Now, my strength has increased by a lot. Lin Xuan looked at the attribute panel in the void and frowned. However, I seem to have copied quite a number of high-grade martial arts this time around. But there are too many of them. I should synthesize them first. Immediately, Lin Xuan began to synthesize those martial arts. He spent another half an hour and finally completed it. Lin Xuan once again looked at the void in front of him. Divine level duplication system. Host, Lin Xuan. Realm, Qi gathering stage level 4. Talent, Spirit Grade Cultivation Talent, Top Grade Talent, Speed, Strength Kendo, Top Grade Saber Talent and Top Grade Attribute Talent, Sharp Gold, Gale, Crimson Fire, Top Grade Attribute Talent, Crimson Fire, Earth, Green Wood, Heavy Water, Mid Grade Attribute Talent, Ice, Lightning Martial Arts, Mixed Essence Formula Low Rank 7, Small Completion, Wind Flame Saber Technique, Rank 6, Top Grade, Great Completion, Gale Sword Art, Rank 6, Top Grade, Great Completion, and Barbarian Elephant Art, Rank 6. Top grade, great completion. Tyrant Fist, rank 6, top grade, great completion. Shocking Wave Palm, rank 6, top grade, great completion. Split Space Leg, rank 6, top grade, great completion. Shadow Pursuing Skill, rank 6, top grade, great completion concept. 20% Sword Intent, 10% Saber Intent, 10% Artistic Conception of Wind, 10% Artistic Conception of Gold, and half incomplete Artistic Conception of Fire. Energy points, 2,370, 000. Walk space, 44. Lin Xuan nodded slightly as he looked at the attribute panel in Void. Aside from his cultivation base, this portion of the attribute panel could be considered one of the top in the Drifting Cloud Sect, Outer Sect, and Inner Sect. Of course, this didn't include the Spirit Opening Stage, higher level Sect Seniors, or True Disciples. However, he was already considered pretty good. Lin Xuan was also quite satisfied with this result. And the energy points? How long has it been, and you actually have over 200,000? Lin Xuan looked down at the bottom of the attribute panel. He could not help but narrow his eyes. This number was a little too much. Originally, after duplicating Grand Elder and Shu Anlan's treasures on the high platform of the martial arts practice field, he only had around 60,000 energy points left. However, in just a few hours, the number of energy points had increased to 230,000 for a total of 170,000. Wasn't this speed of growth too fast? He was startled. It looks like the disturbance caused by this competition isn't small. After a period of time, Lin Xuan let out a few long breaths, calmed his mind, and thought in his heart. His gaze also became joyful. The greater the shock, the more energy points he obtained. The number of treasures he could duplicate also increased. His strength would also increase at a faster rate. Lin Xuan was naturally delighted. Furthermore, looking at this trend, perhaps he would be able to obtain 500 to 600,000 energy points in the end. This was enough for him to duplicate many high-grade treasures. Lin Xuan was even more satisfied. Next, it's time for him to exchange for some cultivation resources from the Outer Sect's Golden Origin Hall. After a while, Lin Xuan calmed down, put away the attribute panel, and stood up. His current talent was sufficient, and his foundation was extremely stable. He only lacked cultivation resources. He also had over 5,000 contribution points in his hands. It was just nice that he went to buy some, then returned to cultivate in seclusion. He would strive to break through to the Qi transformation stage in one go and head to the Inner Sect. He was already one of the top disciples in the Outer Sect, and there was nothing worth duplicating in the Outer Sect. Therefore, there was no need for him to stay any longer. If he wanted to improve faster, replicate more, and obtain higher grade treasures, he still had to go to the Inner Sect. After tidying up, Lin Xuan left the courtyard and walked straight to the Golden Origin Hall. The Golden Origin Hall was where the Outer Sect exchanged their cultivation resources. All kinds of pills, herbs, treasured swords, treasured sabers, and other spirit weapons, as well as some other necessary items for warriors, could be purchased from the Golden Origin Hall through contribution points. This was more convenient. Of course, he could also use gold coins, or spirit stones to buy them. However, the contribution points were the currency that circulated within the Drifting Cloud Sect. Using the contribution points to trade was more convenient. Furthermore, there would be a lot of discounts. However, using gold coins and spirit stones to exchange for them would not be as convenient.